All right, it's Monday again, and it's a beautiful Monday from the city of Lagos. We are reaching you live from our studios here in Lagos, Nigeria. This is Morning Delight on Glorious Vision Television, a breakfast show that we have a whole lot of conversations for you, and you are always welcome to join the conversation with the number you can see on your screen. And if you are watching through our social media platforms, either Facebook, YouTube, just drop a comment for us, hit the like button and share button. And like I said in the beginning of earlier, I said we have a whole lot of conversations for you on this program, from what is trending, the topic of the day, wisdom segment, even sports segment. We have all of them for you on this program. Once again, welcome along. I'm glad to have you join us this morning. My name is Jeff Bako Uye. Feel free to call me Short Black Dude in case you forgot that name. I'm not alone this morning. I have with me wonderful people who will be doing this with me. I have John, I have Abiodun, and of course I have Abigail. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning, Jeff.
Good morning, Jeff.
I want to pronounce your name well so that you won't send me back to my village.
They can't send you back.
Because this is where I get my daily 2K from.
They need to have your 2K.
All of them. How are you doing, guys?
Good.
How was your weekend, Abigail?
Fine, we thank God. A busy one, but we thank God we were able to pull through. And here in the office this morning again. And for this week, we are seeing that we achieve greater things than last week.
Amen. We hope so. For a pastor's wife, it's going to be a busy weekend. But it's not for only the pastor's wife, for everybody. You know, even Abiodun, I know it was a busy weekend for me too. Motherly duties and wifely duties also. How was the weekend?
Fine, thank God for life. And I was down last week and just had small time to rest. It was not really long time to rest. And funny enough, we did not have light throughout the weekend, so it was just somehow for me. And everywhere was dark. There was no light. Everything was just somehow. But thank God we are back to the office this morning, and I give God the glory. I'm better now, little, but at least I'm better.
It's good that you are better. For me, I'm not better yet, but I just have to be here. Somebody saw me and said, your lips are so dry. I said, I know that I'm not feeling too well, but I'll be good. First of all, before I ask you how your weekend was, okay, I want to apologize for bringing you here. You're supposed to be rested. So, John,
Thank you.
how was your weekend?
It's a long weekend, and it's a mixed feeling weekend as well. As much as we are here, sometimes when things happen that you need to reflect and like, how do I make it? And first thing I want to say here on this end is that I am alive. You know, when that word is a very powerful word to declare every morning you wake up. And last week Friday, I wouldn't know, maybe you were in the news. Okay, I think Saturday, there was an accident that happened across the road here, and it was so disheartening one, and just like that. And yesterday again, I had another one on this same highway. That was yesterday is so horrible to talk about, and still see this same way, this same highway plow every day, and God has been so gracious. That's what I was just thinking. It could have been me. It could have been anybody closer to me. But the faithfulness of God kept us going. And the gift of life is so precious. Like every one of us are saying, I was down last week. Everybody has one way or the other that your body system is giving you an alert that, guy, check up, check up, check up. But yet we still off the weekend, and we are still here. I was telling Jeff yesterday that, guy, allow me the rest.
Yeah, I understand. At first, it was it escaped my mind. I didn't really know that something like that happened. Like we are occupied with work and all of that. But we just have to do what we have to do. Some of us we have other things to do, multitasking and all that. So coming on and set every day is not really an easy one for us. But this is what we do, and we are happy that we are doing what we do. I know we are happy that we are doing what we do. That is why we are here. That is
Yes,
one of
of
those
course,
motivations
of course.
that keeps us here. And there's something that struck me. I was talking to somebody over the weekend, and I want to ask this question: why is it that people are humans? They talk about the bad side of their fellow humans more. Every little thing you say.
That's the nature of man.
You don't look at the good side.
That's the nature of man. The man tend to always pick that bad side and make it big, as if no any other person has gone through that. And I don't know, until we have that mentality to see the good side of people, not their bad side. And that is the nature of man. And God, in his own supremacy, he will not even look at. He's not looking at that bad side. It's that good side of you that is looking. So we cannot equate God until we have the Spirit of God in us. That's when you stop looking at the bad side of man. So naturally, man will always see your bad side. Nothing good comes out of you. And Jeff, maybe you forgot. Congratulations to the Super Eagles. I was unable to see the match, but I was happy to hear the results.
I won't congratulate the Super Eagles. Sao Tome is a country that the first leg we won 10-0. Mm-hmm. So I was expecting something like 10-0 or 12-0. With this, we have already qualified. Anyway, we don't even need to go into that.
And you have to congratulate. You have to congratulate my team too.
Okay. Yes, I can congratulate your team. Okay. The Lagos Zone football team of the Apostolic Church playing their Ikeja League, and they have been doing well. They started roughly, but we threatened them that we are going to sack the technical crew, but they eventually get the result for us, and they are doing well now. So I can congratulate you people for that.
Thank you.
Super Eagles,
we are doing well.
I won't. Okay, let's move to the next segment of the program, which is the newspaper review segment. I have with me the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Vanguard newspaper. And the major headline is fresh inflation fears as top firms lose 656 billion to forex woes. Fresh inflation fears as top firms lose 656 billion naira to forex woes, and loses in leading quoted companies rise to 709% to 656 billion. All sectors loses in excess of 3 trillion, and also they will transfer losses to customers. Analyst is saying that, and also says this may stock next round of inflation. All those are on page 19 of the Vanguard newspaper this morning. And also, we have another story on page 27. Okay, anguish, chaos, gridlock over relocation of airlines. That is on page 27. And on page 26 died in Niger boat mishap. Several others missing. Niger State, that one. That is a sad story coming from Niger State. 26 died in Niger boat mishap. Several others missing. And also, we have why Nigeria should be included in G20. That is coming from the foreign minister, Tuga. That story is still on page 6 also, if you are interested. The reasons he gave why Nigeria should be included in the G20. We know that our president traveled, is back from India, and was able to meet one of the G20 presidents there. So on page 12, Budget Transparency Index 2022, Rivers, Delta, Bayelsa, Cross River ranked low in South-South. That is a report coming out today on page 12 of the Vanguard newspaper concerning the Budget Transparency Index. So those states that I mentioned, Rivers, Delta, Bayelsa, Cross River, are ranked low in the South-South. And also on page 21, controversy trail sale of any onshore oil asset to Oando. So controversy rather, trail sales of any onshore oil asset to Oando. So I wish I can talk about this, but it's a funny one. We'll talk about it when I saw Oando, and I grew up calling Oando, but of recent I noticed that it's O and O.
Yes.
It's O and O companies. Some of us, I'm a corporate too. When we see those petrol filling stations, we say Oando. It's O and O. Okay, that story is on page 21. And also on page 9, fee varsities in desperate situation can't retain old rates. That is coming from the Unilag VC. We know that the students of Unilag were protesting late last week, and because of the hike in their school fees. So the VC have come out to say varsities in desperate situation can't retain old rate. And also on page 8, Morocco quake, that is the Morocco earthquake that happened. Rescuers curb rebels for survivors as death toll hits 2,122. So there was, we know about the earthquake that happened in Morocco, and I heard that Cristiano Ronaldo have given his hotel in Morocco as a camp for those who were affected.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
that is on page 8. And still on page 8, regional maritime security, UK warship arrived Nigeria. Regional maritime security, UK warship arrives Nigeria. That is on page 8. And still on page 8, PEPT, that is the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal, must explain Tinubu's imprint on judgment. That is coming from the LP. We heard that one of the judgments given, there was a watermark of the president on it. So they have this mindset that this result was forged. So that is coming from LP on page 8. And on page 5, still on the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal verdict, we have it that fate of Nigerian hangs in the balance. That is coming from Catholic bishops, saying that the fate of Nigerians hang in the balance. That is all I have from the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Okay?
I have read the Nigerian Tribune this morning, and the major headlines: presidential election, don't bend the law. Catholic bishops tells Supreme Court, says politicians using palliative distribution to enrich themselves. You can find the story on page 4, the Nigerian Tribune. 24 dead, many missing in Niger boat accidents. You can find the story on page 27. Death tolls in Morocco earthquake reaches over 2,000. You can find the story on page 25. Nomination open for 2023 Obafemi Awolowo Leadership Prize. You can find the story on page 2. Agents kick as maritime police detain 1,800 containers at Lagos port. Says detention threatened port operations. You can find the story on page 28. The 6 states get 1.51 trillion naira FAC allocation in 6 months. Native report. You can find the story on page 18. Northeast governors raise concern over influx of bandits. Warns traditional rulers against aiding abetting criminals. You can find the story on page 29. 4,000 healthcare workforce not enough for Nigeria. You can find the story. You can find the story on page 4. Destruction of 5-story building, Ogun government's Daniels Firm Trade World. It's an illegal structure contravenes physical planning law. Notice served in May 2022. Government. Its executive reckless Dexma Plaza paid Ogun government 500,000 mandatory fee on August 2. Daniel's lawyer.
I
Had
think, sorry,
a
I
lot
think
of things is happening in
yeah,
Ogun
I saw
State.
the video yesterday, and I also saw the former governor of Ogun State when he came to the scene of that demolition. I think there's a lot going on in between them. According to the manager of that complex, he said, I think there had been a time during the first election to elect the present incumbent president, governor rather, that the former governor supported him. So when it came to the rerun, you know, he's a current senator in the House.
Yes.
So when it came to his rerun, he nominated another person. So because he did not support him in the second term bid, that is why he's coming back for him. And according to the man, said that's according to what you read there, that they just pay a fee of 500,000 naira at last month, which is August. And the government is coming out to say they have filed out a notice that is an illegal building on the structure. So a lot of things is going on.
It's politically involved.
Yeah, exactly. That is just it. Because you could see many people when I saw the video yesterday, people were just like lamenting that this is out of it, that the governor, that is wickedness, that the present governor is reckless and all those. They just saying all sorts of things. And if you want to get correct information, you listen to the people.
Definitely.
You can find the story on page 3, and that's all from Nigerian Tribune this morning.
I have with me the Punch newspaper, and the headlines for this morning are: National Assembly polls, tribunals to decide 400 cases, end sittings, 7 Delta reps, orders to no faith this week. Tribunals sack Kano NNPP lawmaker, Imo PDP rep. Plateau governor gets verdict today as tribunal decide poll petitions in more states. You can read that on page 2. Banks' bad loans hit 478 billion naira amid economic downturn. You can read that on page 19. States get 1.51 trillion naira FAC allocation in 6 months. NENTI. You can read that also on page 19. FG. Foreign airlines meet as flight disruptions worsen. We can read that on page 29. Also on Morocco earthquake. Morocco earthquake victims rise to 122. Children worst hit. We can read that on page 8. Still on the same story of the ex-governor's wife plaza demolition. Ogun, ex-governor Daniel's wife clash over plaza demolition. We can read that on page 7. NDLEA seizes 399 explosives, illicit drugs. Grandma orders arrested. We can read that on page 5. 24 dead, 30 rescued in Niger boat accident. We can read that on page 5. And the picture story for this morning is, we can see that it has to do with the earthquake and how it affected people over there in Morocco. That's all from the Punch newspaper this morning.
All right, thank you guys for that one. We through with what we have from the Nigerian dailies this morning. A lot of things that are happening. And like I said in the beginning of the show, in case you're just joining us, you can join all of the conversations, everything you have listened to in one way or the other on this program with the number you'll be seeing on your screen. Right about now, Seun Olofila is here. is looking good. I know maybe he's basking in the euphoria of Nigerian qualifying for the AFCON. And he's here to give us some sporting stories that happened from the world of sports in the past few days. Seun, good morning. You're looking very good. How are you doing?
Thank you so much. Of course, I just want to be like you. You always look good. And I always look forward to being like you. Today is Monday, as you know. Yeah, there are so many sporting activities that happened over the weekend. Just like you said, Nigeria, the Super Eagles, they made us proud, even though people were expecting more goals, in that match. In the first game that happened in Morocco against the same team, we backed them 10 goals. But at least 6 goals is also enough, since they've already qualified for AFCON 2023. Yeah, we're going into the highlights that happened over the weekend. Of course, we start the tennis. It is no longer a news that Novak Djokovic has made history on Sunday by winning his 4th U.S. Open and record equaling 24th Grand Slam title with a straight set victory against Dani Medvedev. Of course, for Djokovic, his 6-3, 7-6, 7-5, 6-3 victory against Medvedev marked his 4th title in New York to become the oldest U.S. Open champion in this new era. Of course, the 36-year-old Serbian, who is back to world number 1, won his 3rd Grand Slam of the year, having won Australia Open, French Open, and is only blemishing coming into this 5-set history after he was defeated by Carlos Alcaraz in the Wimbledon final. Of course, the old wine still tastes good in the name of Novak Djokovic in that one. Considering that after he won that game and was, being given the trophy, he paid tribute to the NBA legend Kobe Bryant following his 24th Grand Slam title in that one. And of course, he said 24 was the number Kobe Bryant was wearing in his shirt when he was at in the basketball. But he said before he died, they were both friends and they clicked together that he was advising him on things to do when he had so many injuries, but he was so pained when he died. So he had to pay tribute to him with that shirt. It's a good one, trying to immortalize and remember Kobe Bryant, the legend of basketball. Congratulations to Novak Djokovic for winning his 24th Grand Slam in that one. And similarly, on Saturday, Coco Gauff also offset Sabalenka to win U.S. Open title. Coco Gauff signaled a potentially new era for the American tennis by holding her nerve to stage a brilliant comeback and claim the U.S. Open title on Saturday night. Of course, the Arthur Ashe Stadium rose to acclaim a new hero as she ultimately dissected the game of Aryna Sabalenka, which made her emerge victorious in a 2-6, 6-3, 6-2 winner in that one. It's been a long time since we have a teenager winning a U.S. Open. For that matter, when the last time an American won this was Williams, and this lady was 8 years then. She was in the stadium, and now she has won it for herself. Congratulations to Coco Gauff for winning her first Grand Slam in that one. And we go to golf now. Vincent Norman has secured a second DP World Tour title with a dramatic victory at the Horizon Irish Open, where Rory McIlroy challenge faded after a frustrating final day at the K Club. Norman overturned a 6-stroke deficit during a gripping final round, following 6 birdied in an 8th row stretch by taking advantage of the par 5 last to close a sensational bogey in that one. Congratulations to Vincent Norman. And we go to athletics right now. The Nigerian sensational weightlifting debutant Ayodele wins 3 medals for Nigeria at the World Championship. The 23-year-old Ayodele won 2 silver and 1 bronze medal for Nigeria in the weightlifting. The in the IWF World Championship that is happening in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. It ended yesterday, and she made us proud by winning 1 silver and 2 silver and 1 bronze. Congratulations to Ayodele and congratulations to Nigeria as a whole. They're coming back to Nigeria. 5,742 athletes, officials have been listed for National Youth Games that is to happen in Delta State. The chairman of Delta Sports Commission, Tonobo Okowa, said the state will stage the best ever event in the history of National Youth Game. A total of 5,742 athletes and officials have been listed and registered to participate in the event. It is to start. It's scheduled to hold in Asaba, and it's going to start from September 20 to 30 in that one. Of course, we look forward to that event, and we'll also bring you the report as they unfold. In football, Germany has sacked manager Hansi Flick just 9 months before the start of their home European Championship next summer. The former Bayern Munich boss saw his side suffer an embarrassing 4-1 friendly defeat to Japan on Saturday. Germany have lost 4 times in the last 5 games, which comes to back of a stage exit as year's World Cup. They didn't really perform at the World Cup, and coming back from the World Cup again, they have not been so impressed. So the German Football Association President Bernd Nosendorf said the men's senior national team needs a new impetus after the recent disappointing result. We need a spirit of optimism and confidence in our country, and so he's been sacked in that one. Then his assistant has also been relieved of their duty. Rudi Voller, who managed the country from 2000 to 2004, and Ernest Wolf and Sandro Wagner will take charge of the team against France in Dortmund tomorrow, Tuesday. Of course, pending the time they are going to get a permanent manager for the national team. Luis Rubiales has also resigned as Spain's FA president following his controversy over him kissing player Jenny Hermoso. Of course, Rubiales kissed the midfielder on the lips during the trophy presentation following Spain's victory over England in last month's World Cup final. But Hermoso said the kiss was not consensual. FIFA had already suspended Rubiales pending investigation. And of course, following that, Hermoso has also pressed charges in Spain's High Court. Last year there was a law that was passed of a sexual act, and of course, if this man is found guilty, he might be fined or be imprisoned. If he is found guilty, we will bring you the reports as everything unfolds. And lastly, Anthony will delay his return to Manchester United training following the international break amid allegation of assault. The midfielder, the attacker, Manchester United attacker, was alleged of assault in his hometown in Brazil. Of course, several women came out to lodge a complaint that he assaulted them, including his former girlfriend, Gabriela Cavalli. And of course, she later came on Brazilian TV to deny the allegation, but the government had already taken it up, and Manchester United have told him to go and clear his name and take leave of absence. And of course, the club stated that Manchester United acknowledges the allegation made against Anthony. Players who have not participated in international matches are due to be back in training on Monday today. However, it has been agreed with Anthony until further notice in order to address this allegation. He has to state that. And Anthony also made a statement that I have agreed with Manchester United to take a period of absence while I address the allegation made against me. This was a mutual decision to avoid destruction to my teammates and unnecessary controversy for the club. We'll bring you the reports as everything unfolds. That is all for me for now.
All right, thank you, Sean, for that wonderful, comprehensive report from the world of sport. Right about now, Pastor Solomon is standing by to give us words of wisdom this morning. Pastor Solomon, good morning, over to you.
My viewers, and all my children, happy new week, oh. It's a blessed Monday, we thank God, oh, praise the Lord. You see, we give God the glory for sparing our life to see another Monday. The 11th day in the month of September. This month is going gradually. My name is Pastor Solomon. In case you are just meeting me for the first time, I'm meeting you for the for the first time. You see, this is Word of Wisdom segment, and the Bible is my watchword. Oh. You see, today is Monday, and the Word of Wisdom I have for you today. I want you to listen attentively. You see, there will be a time when you believe everything is finished. That will be the beginning. Let me repeat myself. Oh. There will be a time when you believe everything is finished. That will be the beginning. That is where God always arise for you. Always arise for you. When all hope is lost. When you don't have hope. Because this our God is not optional. God is not, you can't use God as an option. When you still have alternative, God may not even rise for you. Because you will not be focused on God. Your mind will be focused on the alternative that you are having. But when everything is finished, all hope is lost. That is when you will see God. That is when you will see God. I know I'm talking to someone that is watching me this morning. Maybe you thought everything is finished. No alternative. No help anywhere. No hope. You see, God is about to take action. There will be a time when you believe everything is finished. That will be the beginning. To those that are in Christ, because the Bible says, Christ in me, the hope of glory. If you are in Christ, when you believe everything is finished, my brother and sister, my children, that is the beginning. The beginning of good thing. The beginning of your liberation. The beginning of your fulfillment. The beginning of your fortunes. The beginning of your breakthrough. And the beginning of your miracle. That is it. That is the word of wisdom for today that I have for you. Both are your place of work and your marriage, at home, in your school. When you think everything is finished, that is the beginning. That's the word of wisdom that I have for you today. As you are pondering on it, make sure that you are making the Bible as your watchword. Because the Bible is my watchword. I remember Solomon. Tomorrow we shall see so again. By the grace of God. Till tomorrow, Tuesday. Bye.
All right, thank you, Pastor Solomon, for that wonderful words of wisdom. It's a nice way to start the week. When you think everything is ending, that will be the beginning. So don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. Things will actually definitely get better. Right about now to the major conversation we have for you today. Like I said at the beginning, and I want you to join the conversations that we'll be having with the number you are seeing on your screen. If you're watching through our social media platform, drop a comment for us and share and hit the share button also. So the major conversation we have for you today, we know about a week ago, we heard stories came out of a young Nigerians, young guys, men, boys, not really men now, boys that were caught in Delta State involved in gay marriage in a party that was one, and he stirred a whole lot of conversation over the country. And also we see a lot of youth go into what is not supposed to be, and you look at it and say, what is happening to our generation? What is happening to this generation? What is happening to the youth? And even over the weekend, we heard of a actress, a celebrity that is an actress, a Yoruba actress, her video coming out being leaked. It says they've been leaked, and we wonder and we keep wondering what is happening. So today we want to talk about the moral decadence in our Nigerian youth, or in the system. It has come to this level that we have this time. So we wanted to join the conversation, the moral decadence among Nigerian youth this morning. So stay up with me, Abiodun, Abigail, and John this morning. Let me start with Abigail, because I know she'll give me a whole lot of information I need to know this morning. As a person, as a human, as one of the youths, what comes to your mind when you hear of all this? When you see these videos, you hear of what is happening, young ones engage in gay marriage, lesbianism, a lot of sex tape everywhere. What comes to your mind as a person?
First thing that comes to my mind is, who are we to blame? Who are we to hold accountable for all what is going on? You said it as you were giving the introduction, that it was not like this in former years before now. In the times of our fathers, even when we were growing up, aside the time of when we were growing up, it was not like that. It is in this jet age that things started changing, and people are calling it civilization, which is not really civilization. It's another, as we call it, moral decadence in the society. So who are we to blame? What happened those times when there was sanity in the society? Like, what happened that there was sanity in the time past, but now there's nothing of such anymore? Let's do our checks and balances and bring out the board and examine that where have we failed? Is it the society? Is it the family? Is it the school? Is it the institution? Is it the church? Where are we failing? What is causing all this? And I think, for looking at what is now on ground, looking at what is happening, we should just come together and look for a solution to what is going on. Okay,
we'll get there, and hopefully we'll be able to get solutions, and if we can actually get solutions.
There are many ways to get solutions.
Okay, there are many ways. Okay, we'll get there. We'll get your own take on the solutions. But happening, what we are having in the community, among the society in Nigeria in particular, we know that some of these things we hear, we can say in the Western world, it means nothing to them because of their culture, maybe how they were brought up. They do these things for fun, but this is not the morals that we were being taught by our parents growing up. Let's establish what morals actually means, and what are some of the causes of what we have today.
Well, moral decadence, especially in this 21st century, a lot of things has happened among youths, even among elders, adults. A lot of things have happened. But during, let's say, 1990s backward, or 2000s, or we still have moral decadence. People still who are taught us, who are brought up with love, kindness, how to share, how to respect a lot of things in the society, that these are the right things you're supposed to do normally. You should know your rights from your wrongs. But now in this society, in this 21st century, a lot of things are happening, and people see the wrong things as the right thing, especially in the mode of respect, to respect elders, to respect people. You see elderly people. When we were brought up, when you are coming from the staircase, they will tell you that when an elderly person is coming, and you are the younger one, you are supposed to wait and allow the elderly one to come down. But now they will even pass you and almost
hit
push you
your
away from
chest.
the chest, and they will not see it as wrong thing, because a lot of things have been happening in the country, in the society, and a lot of things have been, a lot of people that they even trained in a good manner, that had that manners, because of peer pressure, because of a lot of things that have been, they've bashed through media, social media, a lot of things that they've seen has changed their mindsets from being the kind of child that they brought up as the kind of child that has love, that is kind, that has respect. So a lot of things have been wrong, especially in this 21st century in the country. And moral decadence is that people that don't have respect, they don't have respect for people, they don't want to care, they don't even know what is, but they think the wrong things are the right things. Now people think that the wrong things is the right things. You see people behaving anyhow and they think that is normal, there's nothing you can do. And especially in this African culture that we were brought up, our own bringing up is different from Western world. Here in Nigeria, you can, if you do anything, your parents can beat you, smack you, do a lot of things for you. But in that way, they will not beat you, they will just talk to you, and if you like, you grieve, like, do, and they will not do anything. But here in this African setting, we have a standard in our bringing up of children, and a lot of things have been wrong, and we have been changing it because of civilization. So a lot of things have been happening because of this.
You have something you want to
Yes,
add?
I have something to add up. Pointing to what the statement you just mentioned, that the Western world, like making it look as if, yes, we got an influence. What is happening now in this 21st century, this jet ages, as an influence from the Western world. But looking at the Western world, what is going on right now is not their culture. Why will I say that? Because I came through a video one time where they played a old video of where they dress, all this immoral dressing that is raining now. I think maybe they have been trying to bring it into vogue for long, which has not been possible. So in that video, it was put in a window glass, and they were asking the ladies, it was abroad, not here in Nigeria, they were asking the ladies that can they wear this, and they were like, no, they can't wear this. Is a mad person that will wear this type of clothes, because they are looking at them, they were white women but well dressed. They said it is a mad person that will wear this type of clothes. So after that video, what the person said is, it is not the Western culture to dress indecently. It is not the Western culture to act indecently. It is, I don't know where it just came from, where everybody just started acting anyhow, where people started dressing anyhow. And when you hear people here in Africa, they'll say, hey, that's how they do it in the West. That's their culture. That's not their culture. They don't wear trousers in the West. Even during the cold season, they always wear a long outfit to keep themselves from the cold. So it's not the culture of the West. They also imbibed it as the world is revolving, as the world is coming into a jet age. They just started those character, those behaviors that is going on now. So I won't say it's their culture. Maybe as time was going by, they also tried to imbibe it into their government system, which was never like that before.
Okay, we might not be able to really ascertain that, because we know that the information that we give should be concrete one, because we as a media we might not be able to ascertain that in particular. But one thing that is for sure is that moral decadence is as old as the name, or as old as we, as nation itself, because we know that talking about moral decadence is deterioration of our values, our social values, belief, and we know that right from time, you know, in a society or in an entity, in a place, when something is brought forward to say this is what we want to do, there must always be a Judas. So, and that person will be responsible for the deteriorating nature of that particular belief, or that instruction that was given or something. So we know that talking about moral decadence is as old as human itself. We have been talking about what to blame, the name, the meaning of this moral decadence, and what. But John, I want to ask. She have said a whole lot. They have said a whole lot about where it's coming from. People can blame the family for all we care. But aside the family, is there something that is involved in all this. I know somebody will definitely say is more spiritual. The devil has taken over. I want your take on that before we talk about the impact of this on our society and our generations to even come.
Well, actually, this morning when I was just brooding on that topic, and then something just flashed to my heart. And when the Bible said that at the end of the days, technology will increase, the quest for knowledge will increase. And I think this is where things have changed. And change is constant. Even right now, as we are seated here, some people are thinking something different from how do we make the society change? How do we... So over time, the structure of the society is being changed. And we cannot displace the place of westernization and urbanization. As the world is growing, as technology is increasing, as knowledge is increasing, human motives are also increasing. Somebody will just sit down and say, I want to dress like this. And immediately that person dressed because the bad things have become norms this day. No, we are beginning to celebrate the bad things in society to become the norms. So youths that are growing, youth are seeing those things as, yes, they are good for us to take. They are good for us to use. It's not only about dressing, also about morals. We just mentioned about morals. Talked about respecting others. When love is not existing anymore in the society. Go to families. It's also happened. There are a lot of decades. It's from the home front, not even from the society. It's what we see. It's what happens in the home front that also comes to play in the society we have today. So this moral decadence lives right inside of our homes. How do we tackle them from the homes? When the home's value is lost, then the society is reflected on the society. So all this happens right from our home, When we lose it in the society, we will definitely lose it. So we begin to celebrate those things that are good. You dare not in those days. Even then, when you want to do something bad, you have to do it away from your parents. Because if they catch you, if you get caught, you will spell it out. So, and when parents have instilled that value in their words, this thing lives with us for a long time. You'll be able to sieve the good from what? The bad. But now, the line between the bad and the good is eroded away. So people can always welcome the bad activities as good things. You can go to the internet and do whatever you like and think, yes, I want to trend. So what trends today is the bad side of life. So people get to want to do something that is bad to be able to get trending in the social space.
Okay, we are out of time, but some people, like I said, we actually align it to more of spirituality, the end times, and all that. What is your take on that subject matter? That it's about the end time, is the devil that is at work and all that.
Well,
because we've talked about the family from, we've talked about the community. Because they say a good child is raised by a community.
Jeff, it is also spiritual. It is also spiritual. While I was covering to this morning and then thinking that's coming to my mind, the book of Romans chapter 8 came to my mind when God said, when they fail to retain God in their knowledge, He gives them unto a reprobate mind. So they get to do things that is out of senses. And that is what we are seeing. Okay, you can't just imagine the video we saw last week. Groups of youths, males, then the next thing they could think of themselves is want to get married to one another. Because they fail to retain the God in their senses. And they begin to do something that is ill-hearing. And some states in the Western world now, I'm still coming back to you, in the Western world are adopting that as their law, that you are free, same sex to marry each other. So it's out of it. So this is what other people say, if those people can do it, we can also do it. That is where it's coming from. So westernization, this is spiritual. It's spiritual. So you know this is as we are in the end time, not gradually in the end time. You know, it's a very difficult time that if you don't stand on yourself, on your own, and hold God by yourself.
I know Abigail have a whole lot of things to say. Seems I wish we can just leave her
Extend
to say
it.
a whole lot about it, but we are actually out of time, and it's something that is so baffling. Unfortunately, we might not be able to show you some videos we see on social media on this set now because of how things are. But we see these videos and they are so bad. The last video we saw about this actress just over the weekend, somebody came out to say this was the same person that was preaching that sex before marriage is wrong, and look at what she's involved in over the weekend, having to having to have intercourse with somebody, and she's in a concert videoing herself, and the video comes out and everybody is seeing it. How impactful is this being, because we have like 5 or 7 minutes to go? How impactful is all this on our society, and how can we get out of this, Abigail?
It's very, very bad. That's what I will say. Very, very bad. As a celebrity, you are supposed to be a good role model to all people out there. Not many people today, when we were coming up as kids, we had people that we see as role model. We had people that we want to be like them. We want to follow their footsteps in becoming that great personality they have today. The actress that committed that wrongful act, before this time, she would have a lot of people that are looking up to her as a role model. Now doing this, I don't know what she's trying to tell those that are looking up to her as a role model. As a celebrity, we have Davido today, we have P-Square, we have Olamide, we have all these people that
Celebrity is not just about secular music. We have celebrities in the Christian.
Yes, we have. Most looking at our society today, we have a lot of people following them on their social page, on their social media page. Aside, we have Christians role model, but we know that most in our age today, a lot of youths follow these celebrities that are in the secular world. So what example is she laying to those who are looking up to her as a role model? That is what I have.
Let's take your take, because we have less than 3 minutes. What is the way forward from here, Abiodun?
Well, I'll just say Proverbs 22 verse 6, train up a child so that you'll be able to know when he's going, you'll be able to know where to go, and when he's old, you'll be able to abide with whatever he has been trained up. So whatever parents, you always train up a child and always put their holy books to let them know that you should always be their right hand. They should not use it to eat, and always have everything in their mind. If you are a Christian or a Muslim, always use the word of God to teach them and direct them, so that whenever they are growing up, they will not depart from all this thing. And whenever anything is coming their way, they'll be able to know the right from the wrong and be able to behave properly in the society. That's just my own.
John, 30 seconds.
Your father, we always tell you something, and my father also said, know the child of whom you are. And that's been a strong word that our fathers have hold to. As the Bible said, a good name is better than silver and gold. So that will be my word.
Okay, yes, like he has said, my father will say that all the time. A good name is better than riches. So always look at yourself, what you are doing. I was telling somebody, one of my colleagues, and said, I've gone through a lot, I've seen it through a lot, but I know what to sieve at, I know what to take from it. Like I will always say, it's good to accept and be open. It's good to be open to advice, but be careful the kind of advice you accept to yourself and the kind of things you let into yourself. Not everything you see is what imbibing in you. This is how far we can go on the program today. This is just the beginning. We promise you that the remainder of this week is going to be better. We advise you and we employ you to join us every 9 a.m. on this station for this program. In case you are just joining us, you can watch the repeat broadcast of this one by 10 p.m. today. And until tomorrow, stay blessed. Have a wonderful week ahead, and always know that God loves you, and so do we. Bye for now.